What's up? It's your boy Carcino, man. And let's talk about it. Ever since Tupac went with Death Row, it was the first time since Digital Underground he felt like he was in a family. And he kind of got absorbed into the LA situation. Caught up in all of it. But Suge always wanted Pac. Loved Pac's energy. Pac was from the streets, and he loved that. With Snoop and Dre, he loved them. Those was his artists, because they helped build Death Row the way it was. Pac was his guy. Pac could run with him. And once Pac came in there and got affiliated in LA, he was repping it hard. And being the face for that. So if you on the other side, you're going to take offense to it, which would just put a target on your back. And other people tried to talk to him. Ice-T, Shock, a lot of other people like, yo, Pac, you tripping, man. You need to tone all this down. You too loud right now with all this. And then when Hit 'Em Up came out, it changed the spectrum of everything. He had to have extra security. They got to be careful, more on point, east, west, everywhere he went. So, not everywhere he went was a safe place. Even when they went to the Midwest, they had issues. So, with all of this being drawn, he goes into a full-fledged relationship with Kadada Jones. And meeting with Quincy Jones and Quincy's people, kind of like talking about his situation and things he wanted to do and how he wanted to go back into acting. And Quincy Jones kind of helped that out. But he was telling him that his record contract and his affiliation with Death Row Records was a little sketchy, and he heard things in the industry about Suge Knight. So to be careful, and telling him how much money, he should be getting and how much is actually in his account and all of these different things. And it's helping him. He's like, I'll have somebody look over your information. They could be able to pull this up, and they, and by him asking and talking to Pac about these questions, because Pac is from the streets. He's not business oriented like that. A lot of people want Pac to be, he's very intellectually smart about history because he read a lot of books, but when it came to things like finances, he wasn't a genius. He was mostly dealing with you on the strength. He did a lot of stuff under the strength and just like, look, just give me this. No paperwork, no nothing, because I ain't want to deal with no taxes. So when Tupac started earning all this money with Death Row, putting out that album, when Me Against, not Me Against the World, but All Eyes on Me started to blow up, and it's selling 5 million records, Pac is expecting to see a lot of money but he wasn't going to get that until, in business terms, he should have gotten about $10 million just as his budget for selling 4 million records. He should have gotten at least $10 million as his album release budget for his next project, based on the records he sold prior. But this is a Death Row deal, and I don't think Pac seen anything close to $10 million. And going into it, he wanted to have a meeting with Suge. This is in July. So he comes back into the office, and Suge's like, what's the problem? And Pac got his head down, basically, like, man, I want to know what's up with my money, man. Things ain't looking right. What you mean? That problem? Cause you rich. You ain't got no problems. Anything you need, I got it for you. You said your mama need a house? I gave your mama a house. Gave your mama a car. You said you wanted to do something for your homeboy and get them. I said, no problem. I take care of it. We took care of it. We got a crib. Now he got a car. We took care of your family. You got a big house. Don't you got a big house? You always wanted you a big house. A nice house. You got it. You got your weight room. You got about 4 or 5 cars. What's the problem? You got money in the bank? I tell you need something, just let me know. I get it for you. So you rich. You said you wanted to do something, so we gonna do it. You said you want to make videos for all your songs on the album. Remember you said that? And we're gonna release the DVD for the videos. We still doing that. So I don't understand. What you mean you need to see paperwork? See, all that is for the government. All that paperwork. See, they trying to take all your money on your taxes. And they gonna say you owe back taxes for all this other stuff. So they gonna come take all your money. So that's why David Kenner, he gonna take care of all that. You ain't gotta worry about all that. That's why I'm paying you cash. So you can get all your money. And ain't gonna be no questions. See, that's how we cut the government out your pocket. So after all this, Pac didn't look satisfied, so he said, you know what? I was planning on doing this for you. See, I'm finna do this Death Row East. You know how we got on the West? We gonna have a Death Row on the East Coast. And that's gonna be all yours. You gonna run that. That's all you. I was gonna get that to you. That's what I was building on. And you know that Death Row East? Yeah, you can have that. And you gonna build that up. You gonna be the president of that. You gonna run all that. That's gonna be you right there. And he wasn't too interested in Death Row East in that movement because it wasn't him. It wasn't what Pac had envisioned that he wanted. So he was just like, all right, I'm gonna roll with it. And he went to promote it, but he also told Suge, like, look, I want my own imprint, which was Makaveli Records. And a lot of people said Pac was finna leave Death Row and start Makaveli Records. This is not necessarily true. Death Row was going to distribute the records from Makaveli Records. He just had his own imprint, which meaning that he just won't be under Death Row Records, the record label. He would be under Makaveli Records as Makaveli. He wasn't going to record as Tupac, because when he does that and record under that one, he doesn't see a lot of money from his own name because he did not own the publishing to Tupac. It was split up between Jimmy Iovine, Interscope, Death Row. So many people had so much publication into the name Tupac. The way he had it with the T, the P, the A, the C, that he wanted to change and make his new publication so people know him as Makaveli. So now on Makaveli Records, he's known as Makaveli. If he goes back to Death Row and record as Tupac, then he'll be obligating that as well. But he's on Makaveli Records, distributed by Death Row Records. That's what the imprint was going to be. It was going to be Makaveli Records. Then it was going to be the Outlaws album. Then it was going to be One Nation. They had their 3 projects ready to go. And this is what the miscommunication was between people when they was like, he fired David Kenner. He fired David Kenner because David Kenner could not give him the list of accounts that he needed. Every time he asked David Kenner for it, David Kenner gave him the runaround for his list of accountabilities. He wanted to know, I want to see my paperwork. Because what he wanted to do was take the paperwork over to Quincy Jones people so they could look at it and tell them, well, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is right, this is wrong. And David Kenner wouldn't provide that for him. So he fired him a week, like 2 weeks prior to him dying. He fired David Kenner as his lawyer in representation, sent him a letter relieving him of duties. Now, when Suge gave him his imprint of Death Row Records, Makaveli Records, this upset Snoop. And was like, oh, wow, Tupac can get his publishing, but I can't? All the time and everything I done put into Death Row? Tupac can get it and I can't. So Snoop was jealous off of that alone. And I think I covered that already. He was not happy with the fact that Tupac got his publishing, that publishing deal with Makaveli Records, and Suge allowed it. Like, wow, you allowed that to happen? Because he actually genuinely had love for Tupac. Suge didn't have to okay that at all. He could have put a stop to Makaveli Records immediately and be like, no, you owe me another record as Tupac. I ain't counting Makaveli Records. He's like, cool, you want to do that? That's cool. He went out there on the East Coast and he championed Death Row East, which was what they were going to call that imprint anyway. And he was going to eat off that. They were going to have like Eric B. and Big Daddy Kane, Greg Nice, who's with One Nation. He was going to be part of Death Row East and Makaveli Records. He was going to get all these guys, Melly Mel, Scorpio. They was going to be a part of Death Row East. And they wanted all of them to eat off these different imprints. But Tupac was going to get paid off that. He had another imprint called 24/7, which was based on all his acting and everything else, his script writing and all his writings. Those was copywritten by his 24/7 imprint. So he was getting business savvy and getting smarter about handling his finances. He was getting there. People got to understand, he was just 25 years of age. 25. Look what all he accomplished in less than 25 years. A quarter of a person's life. Look at what he accomplished. 25 years. And look what he's done. Some people are 40 and ain't even come close to accomplishing a fraction of what he did. But I wanted to give you guys some clarity as far as Makaveli Records and what was going on. People like, he was for the lead Death Row, man, and he was tired of that, and him and Sugar came to an understanding with Makaveli Records. He wanted his own imprint. He got it. So the only thing he didn't get was a list of accounts that he wanted to see. But the list of accounts was presented in court after Tupac's death. David Kenner had to come up. They had to do all the calculations of Tupac's finances and all of these things when they had the estate hearings. And that's when you found out how much was actually Tupac's and how much stuff that wasn't. So it's not like it's a secret. Everybody knows the list of accounts because it was on record and file. But I wanted to give you guys a clear understanding of what Makaveli Records was. It was going to be a resurrection and basically a resurgence of Tupac reaching out to all his people. He was just like, look, I'm just trying to cut Biggie and what's his name them out, but Makaveli Records is for everybody. We finna end all this East-West Coast beef stuff. That's why he wanted to get all that stuff out of his system, all that dissing and all that other stuff. Most of those songs were throwaway songs that you never was supposed to hear. They was just done. They were just completed songs that didn't make the album. But they ended up coming out on Makaveli Records. And people heard them in their true sense of form. And I'm thanking people for that, because those remakes were atrocious job. That was just destroying his energy level. Don't even match the beats that they putting on there. But people want to eat, so they putting their own guys that they work with, cool with today, that never knew Pac a day in their life, having them mix the music, and it's just not right. It don't even sync up. I mean, one thing that baffled me is that the song that he had made the beat for and did the track for, they liked the beat so much they took that and put it on another Tupac song instead of the song he actually recorded it on. I'm like, the thug in you, I'm like, why wouldn't you just use the same beat that you just had? He already rapped to that beat, and you gonna put that beat and put it with another Tupac song and switch it and give the original Thug and Me, Thug and You, man, that is a monster. When he took that beat from what's her name? Oh man, he murked that. He took that beat, put me in that mother. That MC Light track, ooh, woo. He tore that up. I'm finna play that today when I roll out. I used to play that on the way to the chick crib. I used to be whipping the car, go on playing that song, man. Shoot, but yeah, I'm finna play that today. Yeah, I'm out.